Hello and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech for yet more daily gaming news and myself, Marta. Today is still the 3rd of January and I have some news from Sony as they have filed a patent for some technology that concerns the emulation of games over the cloud and will be then taking snapshots of those games to produce new rule sets and modifiers. Now, the patent was actually filed back in 2012, but was published today under the title Suspending State of Cloud-Based Legacy Applications, and it reads, quote, an emulator configured to operate on a network. Finding new ways to play pre-existing video games can increase the longevity of older games. Instead of replaying the same level or completing the same missions repeatedly, gamers often desire new challenges when replaying legacy games. In response to this need, game designers have begun to produce minigames. Within a minigame, the gamer can be instructed to complete new objectives or challenge their friends for high scores in a format that was not originally designed into the legacy game. Furthermore, since the minigame is derived from a legacy game, the gamer already knows the characters and basic components of the game and is therefore more likely to play the minigame. Now, the patent does suggest that these mini-games could be something as simple as changing the rule set of an existing title to create a new challenge, perhaps just adding new interesting twists to the original model or something like that. But the patent does continue saying, quote, the mini-games may be made by providing an emulator with game inputs that bring the emulated game to a certain point where the mini-game will begin. A snapshot may be generated according to aspects of the present disclosure, and at that point may be used as the starting point in the future mini-game. And throughout the document, the rule sets and modifiers are applied to existing game via what Sony calls a snapshot that can be applied over a network. And further on in the filing, Sony wrote, quote, game designers may then develop a script and combine it with a snapshot and triggers to produce a minigame. Therefore, in order to design minigames in this manner, there is a need in the art for a method of quickly generating snapshots. Now, that would be where the cloud came in, but it's pretty unclear at the moment where this technology would come in and what it would be used for, and whether or not it has anything at all to do with the Gaikai Cloud acquisition of Sony. And of course, we will be seeing the Gaikai being released in the US at some point this year, hopefully earlier in the year, so the rest of the world can get it a bit sooner. But still, it sounds like an interesting concept to basically get this quote-unquote snapshot and put a new minigame in an old classic to say, hey, there's a new challenge awaiting you. You can complete this new level in this certain way within this time and you'll get some points or whatever the reward would be, I don't know. But it does sound like an interesting way to revitalize old games that doesn't just involve, hey, here's an old game to download from your childhood. It's up there for like $2 or whatever. That's all well and good, but to keep the game alive, it does sound like an interesting concept, but I do wonder exactly how this is going to work and how well it's going to be supported, as of course it does require the developers to actually take the time to develop these mini-games to begin with. Still, it's definitely an interesting concept, and I would be curious to see your thoughts on this as to how you think this could work and what applications you would like to see for this rather interesting piece of technology. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.